So thank you for meeting with me. If you want to introduce yourself, tell me about yourself, like where you work and everything.
Okay, my name is Jeffrey Sapienza. A former employee of Beverly Hills Mercedes-Benz, Beverly Hills. I was involved in a major accident back in 2013. It crippled my left side, so I'm permanently on disability. I actually, to a little about my story, that's how I got hooked on drugs. Was on the opiates they gave me for pain, and I got hooked on them really bad. And then when they tried to um, get me off of that, I went to street drugs. So I've been sober now for about 3.5 years, and I go to 2 meetings a day, AA meetings and NA meetings daily, and I'm really proud of my sobriety.
Congratulations. So,
Thank you.
are you willing to talk about like how you ended up working in a sober living facility and like how you ended up working there?
Sure. I was I go to a lot of meetings, and the manager of my of the I was living in sober living. The manager of the sober living saw how I really took to the program, and so she suggested me to run the sober living. So that's I did it for about a year and a couple months.
Mhm. So what was it like working there? And what was it like working there versus living there?
Working there and versus living there, you got to watch everything. Um, Drug addicts are pretty crafty people, and you can't, the drug tests are like $100 something. So I couldn't just drug test everyone all the time. So I had to watch their behavior and stuff like that.
Mhm. So, is there a difference in like, have you seen a difference in addiction between uh being addicted to like opioids and like other types of drugs? Is there differences in the people?
Well, right now, the thing with fentanyl is that they're lacing everything with fentanyl, even like crystal meth. People are dying from just doing crystal meth, and that's something you normally overdose on, but they're overdose because they're making it more addicting with they're lacing it with fentanyl.
Yeah. So you've seen a lot of people getting laced.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people die from fentanyl,
Mm.
and they thought that they were smoking meth, and then they just ended up having a heart attack,
Yeah.
dying.
If you want to talk about like how the the facility works, how you treat people and get people clean, like what the process is like.
Well, they have to want it. I mean, you can't. Our facility was, we didn't offer any programs. You'd have to have your own program coming in. So we required them to do 3 meetings a week. They had to stay clean. Um, they had to have a sponsor. You know what a sponsor is, and they had to go to meetings. So um, if people relapse, I did it on well, because people do relapse. It's a part of recovery. So I had to do it like every person that I had relapsed. I had to do it on different like criterias, I guess I would say. So I would do it, just depending on the circumstances.
Mm.
But some people, if they were just chronic relapsers, I had to exit them.
Mm. So do you think like that kind of treatment is realistic? Do you think it works pretty well?
Yeah, it works well, but you got to want it. You got to want to be clean. Um, us addicts, we have a thinking problem. That's what our problem is, a thinking problem. So we have to go to meetings, we have to be around other addicts, stuff like that. All that stuff helps.
Mm. So it helps to be like in a community with people who
Exactly.
are struggling with a similar thing.
Exactly. So you have some support.
Mm. So what do you think are like the best ways of treatment? Maybe some things that don't work so well, some things that really work really well.
Well, this fentanyl is a crazy drug because I mean, it could just take you out. Just a little bit of it could just kill you. And people are smoking it, and inhale it, and then they just die. Um, what works the best? It's really up to the person. You got to want your sobriety. You got to work at it. You got to work at it every day, and sometimes you got to work at it maybe every minute or every hour. I'm 3.5 years clean. And I still go to a lot of meetings because I don't want to backslide. I don't want to backslide. But what I think works is the meetings work. being around sober people, and just participating in meetings.
Mm. But ultimately, you think it's up to really the person individually
It's
what
up to the person. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's really up to the person. I mean, I see people come in and out. We call it the rooms all the time. They get 30 days under their belt and then they're off back off again. And this fentanyl is such a crazy drug; it could kill you.
Yeah. Um, so what do you think personally, if you don't mind me asking, helped you the most during your recovery?
I surrendered myself to the program. I believe in the 12-step program. I surrender myself to. I start my day out at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I go to a meeting. I go to 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then I just came back from the 5 o'clock meeting. Just being around other addicts, listening to their stories, getting involved in service, meaning get like mentoring people or being a sponsor to somebody, or maybe just listening to somebody sometimes. Maybe sometimes you just want to just listen to them.
Hmm. So, tell me more about like the meetings, kind of like what you do at the meetings, what you guys talk about, what happens during those.
Each meeting's different. There's different things. We have like topics. Um, we go over the 12 steps. Like I just came back from the big book meeting. We had a big book meeting that feel what the big book is. That's our like our Bible. So we read through that, and then we associate with our experience, strength, and hope, and just kind of tells our day's going. And the biggest thing is the camaraderie. Having people that you don't have to go through this alone. Especially with we'll just say with fentanyl or my own drug, I would barricade myself in a room. Who wants to live like that?
Okay. What is that that you're talking about the 12 steps? What exactly is that?
That's 12 steps to recovery. That's what AA is all about. There's 12 steps. I can't recite them right now. I don't know off the top of my head, but the first one is surrendering. Surrender yourself that you're powerless over your addiction.
Mm. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
I appreciate you picking me. I really think it's an honor for me to do this. I'm really immersed myself in this program. I believe in it. It saves lives. This fentanyl crisis is a real big thing. Like I said, they're lacing it into other drugs because they want people to get more addicted to it, and I hope that it gets resolved soon.
Yeah, yeah, that's something um that's really serious, I think, right now. And I appreciate your perspective too. Um, One last question. What would you personally tell like people my age, like teenagers who are maybe struggling with addiction or who are taking drugs from the streets, things like that? What would you tell young people?
Well, not to do it. I mean, number one, but if you struggle with addiction or you have that problem that it's arising, give a meeting a chance and try to go with somebody too. I mean, it's very intimidating to walk in a room with 25 people you don't know. So it gets intimidating. It's always best kind of walk in there with knowing somebody. But the newcomer is the most important person in the room because they're the ones the most intimidated by to definitely give AA or NA a chance. Just keep coming back. Just keep coming to the meetings.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me. I really appreciate it.
All right. You take care.